some more ready painted, expensive, richo figures, posho figures from Britain. Well, those two guns, ignore that silver barrel, that's just the one on the tradition one, Napoleon, I've been doing. It's not focusing very well. It's just too shiny. General Lee's statue is very realistic and it just gets in the way at the moment. No disrespect. So there's... there's the Napoleon that it came with, that gun carriage, which I just couldn't get to, it just was glued on at a funny angle, so I just snapped it off. I might turn it into that Napoleon there, that'll speed things up. That barrel's nearly ready for yellow varnishing. Why isn't this focusing? Well, it's sort of. Could go a bit closer, I suppose. Hang on. Let's see if I can get some better. It does look nice and whatnot. I'm not going to say shiny again. I'm saying it all the bloody time. Oh, it's upside down. That's why it looks shit. Let me just get my fingers all over it. Leaden fingers. Yes, so that's an Iron Napoleon that it came with. I suppose that thing there. Maybe a Confederate Iron Napoleon, perhaps. Still, not sure why the Union have got it. Maybe the Union had, they must have had Iron Napoleons, I suppose. I don't know. Still, it does look more like polished metal. And it's still a bit scratchy, isn't it? I need to go over it one more time with a fine emery paper. Yeah, the scratches look too kind of regular along its length. They do look like the result of fire. Oh my goodness, look at that. Look at the shine. That's incredible. Whoa, I was in the wrong position anyway. Oh, look at that. Well, it's sort of focusing, isn't it? Best to go. Where's the shiny position? Oh, I can't find it now. Oh, there it is. Anyway, this is another one. And that came with the two figures there and there, covering their ears only. This gun, they put that charming little flame coming out the end. Isn't that great? And a little plume of smoke coming out the vent. That's quite funny, isn't it? It's entirely feasible. I'll probably just add a bit more smoky artificial wool, whatever it's called. What is this? It's a parrot, £10 parrot, of course it is. I might change that barrel, but that would probably be a bit destructive on those trunnion caps. Yes, they've actually put the trunnion caps over. I think that's what it's done. How it's done, rather. Yes, the trunnion caps are probably. Oh, I don't know. I'll have to investigate. See if I can change that gun barrel. tradition Napoleon. It'd be nice to have them interchangeable, because I may find that when someone actually helps me do this diorama in terms of, well, in particular the Franklin Battlefield Trust, they're just absolutely hopeless. They wouldn't help me at all with getting a battlefield map, and they suggested I actually go there during the lockdown to their visitors shop in Franklin from the UK. Absolutely hopeless. But I think they've actually started showing decent maps on their recent videos, so I'll forgive them now. I should be able to pick it up or work out what. They don't respond to my comments. In Tennessee. So, I have no idea why not. I've been perfectly polite. Still, let's have another look at the cheating perspective. And cheating by buying rich men's toys for the first time in my life. Still, I'm not buying any more. I just wanted to see the effect. So, all these figures here, these sort of big things, artillery, you see around here, I've got to go over them all with a scalpel or a file, make sure they're up to my kind of insane perfectionism standards. But it's not insane, it's just making sure there's nothing visible, no defects visible on the camera with close-ups. These look quite good, but I'm sure there's bits that and of course I need to go over all the shading and creases and dirty them up generally, especially with black dirt from the black powder handling it. They would have got pretty filthy and wiping their hands down the front of their trousers, their arses of the trousers, or jacket fronts, you know, perpetually. So, that camera's great. Just the thing, really. Yes, and then they all dirtying up, dulling down. A very dull, sort of water-based acrylic matte varnish, finally. I find it tends to be the dullest finish. Oh, I poured that barrel out as well today. Let's have a look from the front. It's worth looking at, I think. It's not long enough. Yeah, so this is the tradition of London. They're in Sweden. There's the barrel. I'm going to do some writing on the front of that muzzle. That front face, the vertical face. They often did have the brass Napoleons, especially. Lots of the other ones as well. That's as close as I can get. Isn't that great? So I've spent about 8 hours on that gun barrel, but now I've got an instant carriage, but that needs dirtying up a bit. Yeah, weathering and whatnot. Still, it's kind of... And so I hopefully might be able to sort of interchange barrels when I find out, if I don't find out what the, I think it wasn't it the 4th or the 6th Ohio gun battery had, and the guns further back, what exactly were those gun types? I haven't quite been able to detect that from the talks or maps on the Franklin Battlefield Trust, whatever they call themselves. Franklin I can't remember what they're called now. Franklin something or other. Battle of Franklin, BOFT, that's it, Battle of Franklin Trust. So there they look at this. I could do with their help with certain details and minutiae. It would save me an awful lot of impossible time-wasting effort on the internet, probably. Trying to find these details out so I can get this as accurate as possible. Oh, and I need to buy some 1/2-inch foam board, 6x4 feet, which is the overall size of this table that these things are on, where it's just a piece of ply, 6x4. And I should move around a bit. I start talking, I forget to move the camera into more interesting places. Still, what a major boost forward. Injection of instant forces. I've never experienced that before, and they only need a bit of tarting up. The guns are really good. There are variations in the different like series of guns that they do. Like this one's has got a sort of moulded on chain at the side of the trail, whereas the one on the right has got an actual chain dangling, the one with the eternal flame sticking out the muzzle. But I think they're great, and they have done a reasonable job of all the... I can't see any mould marks on the one on the right. Let's have a look at those wheels. See how good they are. I mean, these things, it takes me like... It'd probably take me about 30 hours to do a wheel, to get all the spokes looking right. But look how smooth they look. Maybe they're clever and disguised them with paint and sculpted the thick paint, as it were. You can do that with a soft brush.